Hello and welcome to Still Uncaptured with me, Kgomotso Matsunyane.
And myself, Ndumiso Ngcobo.
We love talking to you on our socials. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Motsomatsu.
And I'm at Ndumiso Ngcobo on Elon's Twitter and TikTok. And of course, the gram, I'm not there yet, eh? I'm 254 years old. But you can find me on Facebook, Ndumiso Ngcobo.
By next week, I guarantee you he will have Instagram. But anyway, today we are joined in a studio by one Mr. Zwai Bala. Hello, Zwai.
Shine. We thought we'd start the year with a bang.
With a big bang.
This is why we have you. You are the bang.
Okay.
You were the bang.
You were the bang. So we wanted to find out, first of all, how was your festives? And now we are in January. You Kekamant?
Festives are just so hectic. I now live in Gqeberha.
I know.
So mikiti and now ndim kaloku ngokudigela omkhulu ngokekhaya yabo. So ke kukho imingcwabo kuyathini and funeka ndibe pha ngokunjengomalume abachana bayoluka yonke lonto leyo like so it's just hectic and also on top of that we had the Christmas with the Bala Family on the 22nd of December which was huge prep, especially this year because it was
that with the Philharmonic or which?
That was in December in Gqeberha. The Philharmonic was just recently in KZN. So and it was just mina nosis being it was like a lot,
It's a lot of meetings for you.
And then straight into Christmas, family, and then end of year gigs. Right. So I really went on the leave around the 5th, so I'm just kind of getting back to it now.
How the mighty and crazy have fallen. It used to be when people knocked on the door, but it still happens with me. And I look around, I'm like,
and now we are it's quite a thing to be this particular age. And you have children, and you've brought them into studio actually, because I see you still doing school runs, which is obviously you can't do when you're in Gqeberha. But how does moving away now from Joburg affect your relationship with the kids kind of vibe?
I first moved to Cape Town 2 years ago, and so it was like, I come up often enough on work and stuff like that. But I always make sure when they're around, at least I, add a few extra days so I can spend some time with them. Yeah. And it's worked out okay for now. At one point, I was like, I think I'm actually seeing them more now than I was at some point while I was living here. And obviously, when there's opportunities, then they come on holiday or whatever is special. Whenever there's an opportunity, I think if you're looking for opportunities, they'll come.
But we always start
gratitude,
and I will give you first dibs.
Thank you very much.
To let us know what are you grateful for.
So I've just come out of a thing where I really wasn't exercising. I was just kind of depressed and fat and not in a good space.
Yeah, that picture. So I have a look. This is who we started. When we started a year ago, this was her. Yeah.
So you are captured now.
So I'm captured. And about 6 months ago, I started walking just to be like, just get out of the house, just the habit of walking. But this morning, Mapoloba, not only did I walk,
tell us.
I ran.
Wow.
Don't be too impressed. A little bit at a time. It's like 1 block run, 1 block walk, 1 block. Because I want to get back to my weekend 10Ks and 21Ks and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, and I was just like, perfume law. I can walk because a lot of people can't. Right? And so that's what I'm grateful for, that I still have the health to be able to exercise and run and walk. That's what I'm grateful for.
You have rediscovered the Forrest Gump inside you. If you were going somewhere, you was running.
Magump. That'll be me.
Yeah. I feel like because everywhere I go, sometimes I feel like, my gratitude today, I feel like I've just been oversharing it with everyone. Like, I'm just walking around, I'm just like, how it is a couple of episodes ago, at the end of 2025, I was talking about that I no longer, eat your heart out, Zwai, I no longer have school drop-offs. I no longer have, my last born has just started university. Guys, you don't understand. This is the first time in 28 years that I have not had to wake up in the morning and take anyone to school. I have not had stationery. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Stationery, uniform. I was not involved with any of that. I now have 3 at university. It comes with its own challenges. But you know what it buys me? And this is what I'm so grateful for. It buys me my time. My time. You know, there are certain little things that when I quit the corporate world 19 years ago, and I quit and I decided, because I just thought I would be able to own my time. But I just haven't been able to because of the kids, because the kids have to be, you know, and I'm grateful that I have kids that I can drop off to school and pick up and what have you. But now I was like, I want to be able to be those people that you see at 10 a.m. And just recently, just this past week, I was one of those people. 10 a.m., I just rocked up in a coffee shop. Just sat down. I've got no one to pick up. There's no tennis. There's no Astad Ford. There is nothing in my life. Now I have my full day. I'm so grateful, guys. I'm so grateful. Yeah.
What are you grateful for?
Hey, I envy you guys. No, I try now. I can just come in there. I also just started that whole health thing. In fact, just started walking, and the next thing was going to gym, open up a gym thing again, and I was really enjoying it. Until an older brother of ours passed in November, so it kind of like stopped. So it's like trying to get back in. But all these things come with their own opportunities and growth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This morning, I think I woke up with gratitude to, I think, the woman in my life. My sister, the mother of my kids, when you say you're not with them, whatever, but still you can always bounce or whatever. But when they're there every day, every day, whatever, and they have to make sure you can say, oh, okay, normal, whatever, And I'm just grateful to them, man. And it's every day. I keep saying to them, I can never thank you enough for what you do. I used to see that from when the kids were, still babies, just how that body of a mother is everything to them. Supermarket, everything. We can bounce and go on business trips, whatever, but they're always there. I'm just grateful to them that they keep being understanding, and and we can work forward on keeping the most important things remaining the most important things.
Do you all of Zwai's kids sing, by the way, and play some kind of music? This was clearly deliberate.
No, she's like what,
are you not sitting there on Sunday afternoon
when my daughter was like, found out that she's like hectic thing, I was like, oh no, not another one. Can we not get like a woman accountant, lawyers, like
Dr. Nyana, man.
I'm really enjoying that.
And she is a fantastic singer, by the way.
And the baby who turned 2 the other day, so I'm far from where you are. That's why I'm like, no, I wasn't doing that because I'm like, my eldest is 19 now. But it's cool just seeing them become themselves. I was a rebel growing up, like not a rebel, like I never quite conformed to stuff, and just doing my own thing. And I know what it's. I think I take it from my perspective that, you must just guide them. It's like, when you go bowling, like when there's kids playing, they just put up those bars. So they can still throw it however they throw it, but they just don't, it just doesn't go off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm enjoying just riding, my kids and, getting a vibe from them,
No, because, what you were saying earlier about having someone to help with, because these are things you can never take for granted. Hey guys, the blessing of having a great co-parent is people are struggling out there. I mean, they really are struggling there. I want to talk about mine, but you know what I mean. So,
hey man. No, you need to choose the person you're going to spawn with because it's you don't quite know what the future is, and there's nothing more important than being able to look at each other sit together and be able to be like, I love this person. It might not be in the same way that we used to be 20 years ago, but I love and respect this person, and we have children, so we have a common purpose.
How I think of it, I have no choice.
Right.
I'll say, listen, dude, it's in my best interest to get along with you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So and you may never know, because like you may have been in a relationship and get into marriage, whatever the case may be. But when kids come along, they bring their own vibe. Even to the relationship. So you can never know. And some stuff comes out because of that situation. So you can never know. But for the mere fact that at least through it all, we've kind of like managed to try and keep it together. It's not easy. But.
Jumping right into it, we're having a conversation. By the way, have we actually explicitly said that we are just chilling with Zwai? This is not an interview in any way. We're just chilling. We're just chatting, and therefore, and you are co-hosting with us. By the way, you can
not co-parenting.
You can hold your own thoughts in here because this is also your show. But for me, I'm sitting here, and there's something a bit surreal about it, in the sense that I am sitting here across from you. Having known, and I think this is true of so many people, right? Who feel like they know you because they've known of you. I mean, I was also in my early 20s when TKZee came to the fore. Now I'm sitting here, across from an old man who's talking about children.
And I think he cut off his grey before he came to the show. He took off all the grey. I'm like, on the ball.
Like how everyone... And we've kind of grown up with you, all because I was so much younger. Actually, I realize now that this being 2026 is actually, I suppose, 30 years.
It's 30 years since we released.
It's 30 years since
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
Wow, just don't.
It's a long time.
So you've been around essentially. Do you feel old, or do you feel like we were talking a little earlier and you said sometimes when people come and you look back and you be like, shit, it's me. You know what I mean? The realization, and I think it's happening to all of us this age because now we're negotiating ilobola, having grown up together, so to speak, and now looking at each other, and we are literally the adults. Okay, so we still have parents, how is your mom?
She's well.
Are you getting on?
Yeah, I mean, my mom and I have always had that kind of relationship.
Are you being nice?
Yeah, no. You should know better. Carry on with what you were saying.
I saw the show.
Moving right along, right?
But we're coming back, man.
Yes.
Okay, we're coming back to that. We are the adults. Like, do you see yourself as an adult? How do you relate to the young Zwai? Zwai wa Drakensberg, Zwai wa TKZee. When you look back,
I think
what happens?
I don't know if it will sound weird, but I feel like the same person. I really feel like the same person. In terms of being responsible for family, I've always been that.
Right.
Even when I was at the Drakensberg.
Right.
I think it's children. Like, geez, that's what like makes you go. Because the older they get, and like Lisa is 23 years old now. This guy's like 19, and it's like, geez. Yeah. When I was 19, I was out in Scotland. Like, it's like those are the things that are reminders. But in terms of feeling. I don't know what that's supposed to feel like.
Right.
I mean, am I old? I'm not older than my mom. What I'm saying? So what's it like being 50? What's it like being 26? There may just be reminders. Like, what used to catch me off by surprise, like, yeah, sure, man. I think also, like, after my 50th, I think about like, so much I'm hearing more Grotmans than I did before. Because if I'm Grotman to you, I must have always been Grotman.
Right.
But now it's like, that realization. So, and the number, when I think of it, and I think more when I relate to how I've always conceived the number 50. But it's from that perspective of being young, like... the number 50 was always like, up there.
I don't feel 53. It's a number that's attached to how long I've been on Earth.
Yeah.
But, like you say, it's a weird thing because it's like I'm not different. How different am I from when I was in my 30s? In my 40s. So it's not like there's a significant change that happens, but you kind of notice certain things. Like you was not gray when I met you 20 years ago.
And this is very deliberate. you know, I could always just
Always
try and
like,
hide it.
yeah.
Oh, I could just go clean shaven, but I leave it on purpose.
Yeah.
So that I kind of no, but it's a weird thing because just like you, I honestly. You said you recently shared a picture of you and I about almost 20 years ago, right?
2009.
2009.
And still uncaptured.
and I remember looking at this picture. So at the time I would have been 37. I feel exactly the same way I did back then. I really don't feel any different, right? But the thing about it is I know in my head that time has lapsed. So much has happened in that particular time. But at the same time, just who I am is exactly who I've always been.
Yeah.
I wonder, because it's so weird. I don't know. Growing up is a bit of a funny thing because you do feel like you've changed. And certainly we have changed. Yeah. We must have. Over the past week, we must have, right? I will tell you why I bring this up.
Nothing is the same.
Nothing is the same. So he reminds me the other day. He says, you know, they always think, who was the most rambunctious?
Umakesh.
Umakesh was the most, the hellraiser in TKZee. I said, no, I'm going to change it now. Zwai Bala. The Christian.
From the horse's mouth. And by the way, the person that set me straight, it wasn't hearsay. We were sitting across with each other. The story is going to come sometime later, hopefully during the conversation. And we were partaking in amber-colored nectar of the gods of sorts. We were sitting there.
That was spirit.
He looks and he says, yeah, a lot of people think that, the Hellraiser. The one who was going to trash hotel rooms was this guy.
No, mine wasn't that. There were hotel room trashers.
It wasn't.
I was misbehaved in many other ways. Yeah.
But so certainly then the Hellraiser. Are you still a bit of a Hellraiser in your 50s?
Like when I say I'm still the same. I think there are people maybe I'll meet now and get to know, and a lot of them say like, "Jeez, I didn't know you were like this." And my clothes are like, this which I dig. You know, there's this thing, or like I'm serious, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know where that comes from, but it's there, and it's always been there.
Right.
It's always maybe it's associated with the whole Drakensberg.
I think it's the uniform. Drakensberg. They're like, angelic looking.
But even in interviews, you're serious, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be. In fact, I don't even know what serious is. But if I get asked a question, I try my best to answer it to the best of my ability. And so, because I'm trying to look,
right.
not serious. I'll try and respond the best I can.
After all, you were raised well, and you were educated well. That comes across in your interviews.
Not that I listened in class, but.
Were you not a good student?
Not academically,
right.
But I knew I wasn't stupid.
Right.
But I mean, music marks like 100% all the time. So I knew I wasn't stupid. I mean, the things that I would do, I mean, like if I have to bring up files as supporting documents. I mean, like how I used to think, I knew was unique, and also the street smartness. So I was good at. Macking. Statements. And
you were that guy.
But I mean, my attitude to academics was just my attitude to it, let alone that my world was like it was so crazy. Like from where I used to live, growing up, or where I come from on holidays, was a completely different world. It was like night and day. So I could never even, especially during apartheid, I could never merge the two together. Now you can, because you know what I'm saying? Now I can come across a white guy here that I was at school with a friend of mine from Etinacha, you know what I'm saying? Whereas then there was no odds of that. So it always seemed like so crazy, But I guess that also just helped me to adjust a lot. I mean, I was exposed to so much from the age of 11. And now, as this humble, I've always tried to be, just humble and listening and wanting to learn. But I think now at this age, I start realizing she's not many people have had the experiences I've had in terms of perspective and reference, you know. So surely that should be of great impact and input, you know, into society today, because, you know, coming with that kind of experience.
What do you hope for your kids in terms of how they move on? You know, like what, how having watched, not watched, having grown up in the industry, so to speak, or and in South
arts.
Africa and in the arts,
Yeah.
Do you raise them a particular way, or do they also just do you allow them? Did they just reveal their personalities to you, or like me?
Yeah, like I said earlier on, you know, you ride with them, you know, because the stuff that I got up to, I was not directed there. It was stuff that I was interested in. Like, if there was a and there's someone calling in a piano somewhere, I would find it, you know. And I was a kid, I would find it and go to that house and ask to play the piano until like the lights go on outside. I'm gulating, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you want something, you'll go for it. I think with my kids, what I appreciate, because I wasn't that perfect kid, and I try and be honest about myself, not be this parent and I have to pull this parent cap on, you know what I'm saying? Or go with them, dude. If my son was not doing well at school, whatever this term, let me tell you, Chief, I didn't do well. I can tell you what happens when you don't study. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trust me. You just want to do this thing, it's going to be over. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, tell me if you don't want to do it, and we can change. Otherwise, don't want to be paying for something you don't want to do.
You know, because and I like what you're saying about the fact that you are just there to guide, because I'm quite obsessed with this notion, and because it's still new to me. I'm still loving playing around with this idea of this psychologist, or is it a psychiatrist, who basically just, I was watching a podcast, and he said, you know, the biggest mistake that parents make is that they fancy themselves as children engineers. It's like, you cannot engineer and design children. He's like, all we are shepherds. We are just there to shepherd them. Just whichever direction, just shepherd them in that direction.
There's that guy whose kids went to St. John's and Harvard.
Yeah.
I think he needs those kids.
Shame, man. St. John's. Anyway, poor kid.
Oh, you're such a saint person. You still have that loyalty.
Oh, yeah,
we'll be back
that will never go.
right after this with Zwai Bala. Don't go away.
All right, we're back, and we are still in conversation, just chilling with Zwai Bala, chilling with someone that a lot of people our age kind of grew up with you, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember this like it was yesterday, and I think it would have been about 7-8 years ago, about 2018 thereabouts. You were featured at the Delicious Festival, and I think you've been back, haven't you?
Yeah. TKZee.
No, TKZee,
2017 to be exact.
It was 2017. And I remember, and this is big, right? And I remember you were there. We were sitting in.
You guys made it, because a lot of folk didn't make it.
We were there, right? And I remember sitting there, and I was getting goosebumps, because you guys are going through your set, right? Like hit after hit. And at some point, I'm sitting there, I'm like, how many hits is this now with TKZee, right? And it's like 14, 15. Now you are in the 20s. Every single person that is there not only can dance to the songs and sing along to it, everyone knows all the lyrics, everyone is dancing, and everyone can relate. And I can tell you now what was happening in my life when I know exactly what was happening.
Everyone has a TKZee story.
Everyone, like every single story. And I remember looking at you guys and thinking, do these guys actually, have they internalized just how big they are? I know you know how big, you've got the platinum records, you've got you know the accolades. But do you understand, have you actually internalized like your importance in terms of South Africa's history and the psyche of
popular
people,
culture?
And popular culture, the fact that everyone has got a TKZee story.
Well, I think... that's why we can never leave it alone, because it's not about us anymore. You know, the impact that TKZee had, like it overtook us, know. But I mean, I get this on a daily basis. And I remember in the heydays of like, you know, you walk in the mall, the whole mall, like couldn't visit my mom, like, keep a casting. Girls just like, but I guess it was a lot of that. Came from just the celebrityness, the superstar.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, I can't wait for the day where just one person comes to me and say, I love your work.
Yeah.
You know, like, because that's what I do, and I'm not celebrating or celebrating. You know, I'm making music. I'm a musician. You know, that's what I am. So, and that's what I'd love to be respected for. And yeah, I think when I get these accounts of people's experiences from their point of view of my life, I mean, I also talk about my life. It's so. When people say, geez, when you're writing a book, and it's like, but what I'm getting now, it's just like, I cannot have that without, like, I cannot write a book without this perspective, because like, it's crazy what people say. And some people say, listen, I was in this situation and this is what happened, or, you know what I'm saying? Or even musicians like your DJ Cleos or whatever, who are quite musical. And I think until we did like stuff like your Shibobos and the, you know, the kind of musical stuff that I did, and they're like, you know, unleash something in them. No, it's okay to be musical. Don't have to tone down, you know, because you're making popular music. So it's extremely humbling. It's extremely humbling. I mean, to think we're talking about having, you know, we released our first record in 1996. Yeah. And we had been friends. I met the guys in 1992. Tukulo and Kabelo were only 14 years old.
Yeah.
And this I realized when Tukulo passed.
Yeah.
This is so hectic. Like, I've actually known this guy like throughout my life. Like, I mean, closer than
your
even
life,
my own brothers,
much, yeah.
You know. And that is quite phenomenal. I mean, from our teen years to adolescence and into adulthood, into making history, into becoming the youngest millionaires. You know? And that kind of, I don't know if I should call it fame, but you know, what TKZee came with I know I was intentional about, you know, whatever I do, especially there. I mean, I was hearing the stuff and I knew what I was doing and I wanted it to last. I didn't want to have the biggest song or have a hit like Michael Jackson. I was thinking of Mozart and them stuff there. I want my stuff to last for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? And exactly on what you're saying, Ogut, you know, we'll perform. I think we're performing on New Year's Eve, performing at Rockets or something, you know, and some of these places are like really clubs and it's a lot younger people. And I used to be surprised, like, these kids know the words, but they may not know us, like, oh, no, who's Zwai Bala, because their mothers will say, yeah, you're my crush. And you say, airport. Like, she's like, oh, so I must take your photo. And then she goes, it's for my daughter. And then did
She must have been very fun. You know what? Speaking of like your legacy in your music, I want us to play a couple of your songs. This particular one I was just thought like, is when I guess you were outside of TKZee, like it was Zwai Bala, Lifted.
Yes.
Okay, which I loved, and there's one particular song in there, and I thought to myself, did this dude just write a new hymn?
Oh, yeah.
Ndumiso.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand? And we're going to play it. And I want us to listen for a little bit, okay? All right, let's play. This
is her song.
Is it your song? I love
Dubs actually sang here. Being my sister was actually.
Oh, did she? She did.
Yeah.
That bass line. Oh man! Oh. And then he comes with his voice. goosebumps when I hear this song. It is so beautiful that I thought I want it played at my funeral. I love it. Makes me emotional. I like to pretend like I can sing it. I pretend like I'm on stage singing with you. Like, oh yes, let's sing it. Like, oh yeah, do you understand? Like that's what your work does. It's okay. The song. That's what your work does. Like and I don't know if you think of that. Like Tina, we feel you ngaphakathi. So when
that's where I am now.
What was the inspiration for the song? And I love that that's your daughter's favorite song. I love it.
As you're playing it, I'm just remembering it was around 95, 96 when I wrote it, so 2021. And I remember so I've been into harmony counterpoint. So I thought, okay, if I keep one note the same, I just keep the same note, but I change the chords as I go. That is still it's still the same note, but it's not the same note. The more you change, like on this chord, it's not the same, but it's the same note, you know? Yeah. So that's why da da dee da, that's even da da da, you know, it changes it out. But then it ends up being a whole phrase, you know?
Right.
And then I was thinking so that was that idea that came there. I was thinking, okay, da dee da, because I was still messing around with checking things out. So whenever I check things out, I actually try to create something around that idea. And then dee 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 da. And then you're Kumbula, this is 96, so Monica.
Yeah.
Until you are my life.
Oh my God, of course.
So I like that movie. So it's coming to me wow. So, but I ended up, I actually wrote it for an artist that was signed to BMG then. I think it was Mbali or something. There was a gospel artist. That's when I first, came up with the idea. Anyway, that happened then. And then once I was chilling, Nabo Bruce Kalawa and Skizo was there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, and he was just playing this groove, Bruce, playing this beat. And I was just on the keys, I'll tell you something done, you know? And then I played this thing, but and they were busy with the Bomber Muffin album then, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, I can hear Thandiswa. And then Thandiswa came and sang, and it was just just a short thing. I mean, I wasn't thinking of a song. It was just an idea, just an idea. I didn't think of it as a full song. And then until DJ Fresh said, man, I mean, people were like, yo, it's so nice. Fresh was like, dude, that song is so nice, but it ends so quickly.
It really does.
So that's why I did this version.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a journey.
It's beautiful.
No,
for me, it's one of those things that, we were talking about gratitude earlier. The privilege of watching someone who created music, listening to it, is one of the entire time I'm just sitting and just looking at you and I'm thinking, this is amazing.
We have
in a moment.
And I remember that this song, and I can say this and I don't mind saying it, that KFM didn't even have it. She brought it. She was like, no, you
CD.
No,
yeah,
brought
CD.
As in, why do we not have this song? We want it on Uncaptured. But if we're going to talk about the next song, do you want to talk about Uncaptured first?
Okay, let's just talk about
because you created Uncaptured.
Let's talk about Uncaptured. We'll come back to the other song.
Right.
Because I've already have goosebumps about the other song. But you're talking about KFM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are aware, right, the fact that the reason that there is such a thing as Still Uncaptured, that it probably would not have happened without you, right?
As in me or TKZee?
You personal.
Zwai Bala.
Wena. Personal actions.
No, I did not know.
Oh, I'm so glad.
No, I did not know.
The year is 2017. Has been, you have had, when did you leave BET? Around that time. I am without a radio gig and so on. I'm sitting at home. I'm, in the industry, get all these invites. So I get this invite for this Jack Daniels thing, evening somewhere, I think in Rosebank, or was it Newtown? I think it was in Newtown, actually. And long story short, get to the thing. And the Jack Daniels is flowing.
Sorry.
Wrong pipe.
Totally wrong part. So I behave.
So we're sitting around. It's you with Mel, me, my wife. Greg is there. Greg Maluka, back then the MD of Kaya FM. Just out of the blue, we were sitting there. He goes, Greg, these guys, because we used to have the show on Kaya FM,
Yes.
GMG, and we had you the one time.
Okay.
And you were like, that show was amazing. It was so different from anything else that was on radio. Why did you actually stop, that show? Is there not a space to actually revive that particular show? Good Morning Gauteng. I looked around, I look at Greg and I go, yeah, Greg, so why not? I promise you the following day, Greg hits me up.
Oh, wow.
Greg hits me up and says, are you guys available?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what do you mean? We are available. Well, someone had to be convinced. Someone was out in Cape Town living her best life. And I was like, and she's like, and he's like, okay. I'm like, no, here's her number, call her. And that's how Uncaptured on Kaya FM came about.
Oh, wow.
Which ended while it was still the reigning drive time show of the year. National.
Literally,
yeah.
You know when you say, "Oh, we're not going to renew your contract." Yeah, we know you're like the best national commercial drive time show, but too bad.
Yeah, I know it happens. I've been with radio people enough to know that.
So thank you.
So you planted that seed,
Bless, guys.
and it immediately. Like the following day, I promise you, I was on the phone.
You see these stories? Wow.
So only influence. I don't know if you knew how big your influence is. Certainly in our lives, and we're still here.
And which also, before we move on from this conversation, I've been saying this to Kgomotso. Why has Zwai Bala never had a radio gig? Like I can imagine this. You kicking it on a Saturday during the day, right? Whatever time. You sit there, you bring your music, you talk to your people. You are such how do you
reservoir.
A reservoir. You are
an archive.
You are more than just a musician. There's so much more to you.
And he's funny as hell.
And you are hilarious as well.
Well, you could also be starting something.
Has the opportunity never come?
No, actually, I've done so much. I actually almost forgot that I actually did have a wee radio gig on Classic FM.
No way.
When was this?
This was in 2003, 4, 5, somewhere there. While I was doing All You Need Is Love, and that I used to do that charge. Yeah. So when you guys got your licenses, Kaya FM, there were 3 licenses, I remember. It was Kaya FM, Classic FM, and YFM. Yeah. And the guy who was heading Classic FM was a guy by the name of Eon
DeForce, yes.
And Eon called me. I was, man, we need you on here. You know what I'm saying? Those days, but I think I was also just growing up. I've had so many opportunities, Right. But I think I'm so not done. I feel like I have not even started on many of the things. Now I think it's in where I'm at now. It's like, if I were to give it a kumshing something, I have so much that I still have to, that I guess I can do a lot of things.
You can.
But
for me, it needs to arrive at the right time. So there's a radio thing.
Well, your brother runs a whole radio station. How is your Xhosa, by the way? Like in terms of could you carry he could do a radio ukuz. I couldn't do Motswedi at all.
But I think you have to get into it. I mean, I've friends who are like the guys that do the breakfast show there, and Abaya Cran Crazer. But to be amongst, and I guess my interest is closer in Ngoku, is coming more. And now I'm there, like wonderful friend Teddy as well. So I'll dig it. I love connecting. So I really wouldn't mind. Any gig I see like a Sunday. I've actually thought about this before, but maybe you guys could be bringing. And there's also the comedy. There's acting. There's we'll see.
No, I've listened to Mhlaba long enough and significantly enough to know how they Konglish over there. It's a lot. Why can't you know,
Hey, chap.
Hey, chap.
Yeah, but I think now, you know, being quite, I'd like to think of myself as, you know, rather settled now. You know, and see myself doing something like, you know, that kind of a gig, whether it's a Thursday night or somewhere on the weekend, and give this well that I was talking about, you know, an offer that I love that. In fact, a conversation I actually had with a former colleague, maybe I should mention, and she was actually saying she's doing a show now on a new radio station, and she's got this concept of masterclass of music. She's like, I couldn't think of you. Like now it's saying the same thing, but you actually shared the same thing that you guys are saying.
Right.
So now listen to the universe, man. You know,
May it deliver.
From our lips to
God's ears.
To God's ears.
And so I want to just kind of like take a little short left
Detour.
into the TV show, The Balas.
oh, that TV show.
Certainly not all you need is love.
Oh, gospel good.
Let me take a sip of water.
Let me take a step.
Let's all take a
Let's
sip of
all
water.
take a sip. So,
You guys stress more than us.
so you are a family of artists, right? In the same way that my family is.
Yes.
I've got my brother, I've got Momo, I've got Lisedi.
yes. My family.
Yeah, my family. And so I'm watching the Bala Family, and I'm like, hey, could we? Should we? Oh, hell no. And I remember texting you and saying, dang, bruh, like, that's a bit intense. Like, you made yourself so vulnerable. I'm so scared of the judgment we would get from people. I'm like, nope, let's just keep the Matsunyanes out of it. What was, you said, yeah, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, how did it come about for the family to decide to do it? And to be so honest in your... And it was a relief. I think I watched and I was like, oh, we're not the only fucked up siblings.
Exactly.
Literally, like, we're not the only ones. Oh, the Balas fight like that. It felt a little better. Do you understand? Okay, we're kind of normal. So the dysfunction that we have is not unique to us. But tell us more about the show.
I think you hit it exactly there. If I can go backwards, take it from there. I mean, what I get from people, like, if anything that I find is a common thing around the show is the relatability. That, I mean, the stories I hear because of the show, like I hear about people's families, even people that are close to us, we didn't know that there was all this going on. You know, I remember this one friend saying, Zwai, there's only two of us, Ekaya, you know, Ndimno brother, I haven't spoken in 2 years.
Jeez.
You know? And dude, I don't care about being hated or being called a bully, but if that's a different... I'm not moved. I am not moved, you know. And those are people just reacting. I'm willing to talk about it. And we'll talk if there's a jive. But if you just want to, then you knock yourself out. But in terms of just, you know, what is done. And maybe it had to take a family like us in terms of the perception. But perception is still perception.
Right.
I appreciate that people know us more as humans now than they, I mean... There's been perceptions about, we hectically wealthy, and then I'm told that I'm good with that, you know, that we are normal in that, and I try to keep that going, that I'm not an idea, you know, but how it started, so that year, I had gotten to a point, it was like, okay, now my next phase is going into television. Remember when Quincy started going into Fresh Prince? And it was always going to end up there. And I was talking about some of these things with Prayu. You know, so one of the shows was, you know, a reality show, and I had, you know, there's a Zwai Bala show which I'm working on now. Eventually, I wrote it in 2006, but when time is time, you know, it's that time. So. And I remember sharing it with a friend, actually, yeah, so, and I was saying to her, yeah, man, you know, she's like, why don't you do the family? And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, like your whole family. So I'm like, okay, I don't know, I didn't think about that. I just had to think a little bit. I'm like,
Content!
You know, and obviously with the, you know, with business as well. And I guess for me, my nature is that I'm not the solo guy. Just me, you know.
Right.
So when there's, people around,
Right.
TKZee family, Bala family, whatever, getting everyone. And it just made a lot more sense to go into it. I didn't know it was going to be hectic. Yes, there was stuff I was aware of that strategically I had kind of like, I felt like I've exhausted every option in trying to sort these things out. Maybe a TV show. I mean, there's even stuff that we've spoken about that we've never spoken about again. And if we never spoke about it there, we wouldn't have spoken about them, to address. Like, we've never addressed anything. So I think for it to be so explosive maybe also comes from that frustration. I remember when shooting the first episode, like the first scene, my mom and Pinky in the kitchen, and I arrived like, the guys had just been shooting. Oh, bro, like, it's like, sis Pinky. She just went, bah. Let's talk about that bitch after.
But may he rest in peace.
and I guess me, I'm not, just as a person, I don't know how to explain if I were to give it words. I'm not an emotional, I'm not a personal guy, I believe in confrontation. I don't believe in conflict. I confront because I'm trying to avoid conflict. And not judgmental or anything, but I believe that sometimes I want to by staying in there. So, and then they can't handle what they've started. It's like still, okay, calm, like, because they can't get themselves out of it, Right. So it was just another extra exercise that I was trying in us trying to deal with these things. I know that they're not unique. I know it doesn't make us weird. You know what I'm saying?
They're not.
I didn't expect the drama. I didn't expect any of it, but it's real. It's real, and I'm appreciative of it. I mean, it's done so much, even in me realizing who I am and now what I'm about in terms of defining it. As a result of what we've come to learn about the ills in our families, and I really feel that the family in this country has been so neglected. As issues, scenarios, they come from. Just families. We have to deal with stuff in our, in our old age that like comes from that. And we, and our Bantu Betu Shem are not well equipped in some of these things. They can't talk easily, and some of these things, like, that's why I make sure with my kids, like, I give out that stuff, make them get them used to just opening up, and be able to ask me anything. I'm quite philosophical a lot of the time, but I try to simplify izinto abantwana bam that they can remember. If there's one thing, maybe it's just too much that your dad has taught you, but if there's just, say, one line that you must remember,
right.
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Hey, I don't know about that, but I hear you. No, but with people, I know the principle.
Yeah.
But some people, people can be weird. But I'm wondering this, Uti, like, particularly... so the Rwanakas were also very good, by the way. I don't know if you ever saw the show. They were also quite out there.
Them,
Is there going to be another one? Bala Family season?
Yeah. I mean, the interest is there. The from everywhere, from channel as well as cast. In all honesty, there's been some transitions going on at the corporation, major transitions. So really, that's what's halted a lot of things. But I mean, there's interest in other platforms as well. Yeah. So, but I mean, the show was, she's... someone said to me, Zwai, when I was younger, when I was number one, nobody don't know. Number one, jazz, number one,
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, and maybe because I put time into what I create and respect the audience. So, we certainly, it has to be in our plans. It's in our plans, and our plans have a lot of connection with the show, and everyone involved.
Would you recommend that a family do a reality show at all like that?
Doesn't have to be like that.
If you had to be like, what? If you're talking to me, I'm like, if I said, should I pitch the Matsunyanes to whoever?
Yeah.
And we've just
come. I don't know.
Listen.
But at least we can advise in terms of, there was a great impact on us. As people. Yes, there's a TV show, it has the ratings and everything, but konakala.
But where you see that it's working, what you see on TV doesn't also define the entire family, in the sense that you guys still perform as the Bala brothers.
Yeah.
Right? Amidst the difficulties.
Yeah.
It's not easy to work with your siblings.
Yeah.
It really isn't. But you continue that legacy. So you were performing just a couple of weeks ago with the Philharmonic.
Yeah, I think
KZN.
also because of the show. I mean, our relationships were hectically strained, and it's not nice.
No, it's
Mm.
not.
It's not healthy. It's not supposed to be that way because it's you. It's part of who you are.
It's almost like even physical. Just as you meet, you be like, hey, you know, there's a heaviness.
Yeah, and you'll not sort that out by being apart.
Right.
You know, you have to come together at some point. So I guess it's just having stood on my ground, like Chica, I know what's important, and it's not about me, it's about the family. So I don't make it personal.
And when you watch yourself, because one of the most uncomfortable things is I sometimes sitting, you would be shocked how difficult it is for me to watch myself on film. It's very difficult.
I know that.
Because and this is not even so much because most of what we do here is not. Cause there's a lot of inward looking stuff where sometimes I look at it and I shouldn't have said that. I really shouldn't have said that, but then I did. Right? When you watch yourself, particularly in this era now, you know, it's not as hectic as it used to be. In this era now, people say, you know, it's not like back in the 90s. Abantu have got the language now. It must be like quite a thing to actually watch yourself. And are you learning things about yourself when you like rewatching?
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah,
dude, I don't feel otherwise about myself.
You don't.
You know,
So you watch it like that's me.
You blessed.
Yeah, it is me. I'm not scared of anything. You know, if I made a mistake, it's because I didn't have some information that maybe I have now. If I had that information, it just is what it is. But nothing cannot be talked through, you know. But otherwise, I have absolutely no qualms. I can repeat anything I've said before, you know. Again, yes, I'll tell you one time that I felt a bit otherwise, and I think that's when I realized, geez, I was actually really emotional when I watched it. I felt so bad. I think it was that last episode of season 1, and I was talking to my mom, you know, around the table, and like, you know, when I watched it, I'm like. But I made sure that, you know, I go to them, mom, and then I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'd never meant to disrespect you like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and because as a leader, you have to lead people as well to be comfortable with talking. And it's because sometimes the relationship that we have with truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the class we work on, the guys, can we talk? Because since season 1, we haven't actually come together. But I can tell you one thing about what we've gone through. We all going through. We are all affected by the same things.
Right.
Just that we're playing them out in different ways. Can we talk about these issues and not talk about us? There's a difference between let's talk about the issue.
You always when you know, like it's so
of course
you
it gets
personalize
it's the personalizing. It's the personalizing. And really, I mean, songs as Savarisha from the same things. Can we attack these things together?
Hey?
Yeah. You know, together. You know, and me, I'm not, yes, maybe like Zwai, Usona, so, but I'm interested in what is common about us, not what's different about us. You know?
Right.
What's common about us, we're flipping talented, we are great, and that's what I see. That's why I try and make means to make sure, you know, there's something that we get out of what is naturally ours and it comes from our ancestors, you know, just bring back, because there's so much noise, there's so much narratives and different things, but we are who we are. Yes, I song about after, and I saw the Sichigas about whatever it is, sing Bala.
But when the time came, that Jafta, God, you gave him a tough time. That about you're making Mutwela that Jafta. I wanted to cry, like, sorry. I wanted to like send you a thing like, can you stop being an asshole to that Jafta, please? And then he dies. Just like that.
But how's I put
You killed him. You know, but it was so beautiful that even in that sense, like you came together and you sang for him.
Yes, I mean
you were there with his family, with his children.
I've never twisted anything. The umba. It still doesn't change the fact that he's the man that he is. He's an amazing man. In fact, one of the main things I was flipped about was that here's a man. I mean, Tatu Jafta, he was like our spiritual teacher when we were in Sunday school. I've always thought he was an amazing man, like, in terms of what he says. And now he could really assist, because I wasn't talking to mom for like a good 2.5 years. And eventually when I had to go, happened and actually started chilling with Tatu Jafta. And I'm like, we were actually even robbed of this. And this guy could have had so much input into some of the issues that we have.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't take
And
away.
your concerns were valid also, though. Some of them.
like,
you know what I mean? It was like, I get it.
Yeah,
like, how are you going to move into my dad's house? Kind of like, where's your house? Like, what's going on? How are we splitting this?
And are you not concerned that there is a concern? You know what I mean?
Why did you bother?
And we can't make as if we don't know certain things and we've never addressed. I don't even know what you want me to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? In fact, that he was friends with my dad. Now we must make as if we don't know my dad, and we don't know, because that's why we know you.
And the suspicion.
You know what I'm saying? So, just at least, even if it's just like, hey, your father used to, just that you telling me, because you used to hang out with my dad.
Right.
Dad died when we were really young.
Right.
But when you have an issue with that, in terms of how you feel with that subject, maybe it's uncomfortable for you, but it's weird for me.
Yeah. Anyway.
You guys opened that door.
No, we did. No, and I'm glad we did. And thank you for being honest.
So when we come back, right, I want almost to continue along the same vein, but just via music, because I have a conversation that has to do with a particular song, but when we come back.
All right.
Welcome back to Still Uncaptured. We are rounding it up with a Zwai Bala. You had a song in your mind.
And this is, it's so consistent with the conversation we've just been having, right? I have recently started on a journey, and I think that our people, our viewership, our people who follow what we do here are very aware of it, that I've had to deal with my own demons. Demons that have to do with substance abuse, alcohol in my particular case, and so on, and certain issues. And you were talking about the reality show. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, would I be able to do this with my own family? Because there have been issues that have had to do with my very, very problematic behaviors, right, around a particular time. And it takes me to a period in my life. It's now around 2013, 2014, right? And I'm doing the graveyard shift at Power FM. And there is this song, and I knew the song, right? Ndize, right? And at some point, the music manager at Power FM, sometimes we're having a conversation, and he says to me, this song, it doesn't matter whether this song is in the
playlist.
It's in the playlist. You always find a way to bring this song. And I was abusing this particular song. I just want to talk about what it meant for me, and I just want to get your reaction to it. And this is the song, Ndize. Just hit it.
Dilahlekile difuna ugoduka khangela phaya nangu thembekile yena uligoduka wayesithi ndize nobolana ngiyakhumbula ikhaya la sikhula
Peter is singing along to it. Anyway.
My friend, I can't wait to hear this story. I've not heard this, so please.
Bro, listen. So there are songs, particularly and they happen to be South African songs. So this particular song, and this is where, and I wonder about this one, wanting to do the Matsunyanes, and your vulnerability with the your story, as the Bala family, is I wonder if I would actually be able to go back to that particular period, 2013, 2014. My wife knows were particularly difficult years in our marriage, and if Tebogo didn't actually divorce me around that time, and I'm still so grateful for it. But the story is that as I was driving home, right, and I've just played the song on the show, Power FM. My show ended at 3 a.m. and I'm driving home, and then I decided, let me play the song again in the car. And that has happened to me only 3 times in my life. And there's only 3 songs that I've ever done this to. I got so overwhelmed with emotion because it had everything to do with me remembering when I first met her and how I had now fucked it up so much that even going home for me, knowing that she's not even sleeping, she's waiting up for me because we have to have very difficult conversations about the things that I was doing and my alcoholism and everything. And I parked the car on the side of the road, not because I wanted to enjoy the song, but because I was crying so badly that like the road was swimming. I couldn't see. And I was, that ugly cry.
Oh, your body's shaking.
Your body's shaking.
I love those cries.
That cry. And it has happened. And I have to say this with, Simpiwe Danas Maina has done that to me once I was driving from Durban, and it also happened with me, and I was listening to Stevie Wonder's Lately, right? So only 3 songs have ever actually done this to me, but this song did this to me. And I wanted to ask you, what is this song for you? Because it's simultaneously a beautiful, beautiful song, but also at the same time, for me, it takes me back to that place where I realized that I think that my turnaround in my life, in my marriage, happened around this time because I had to allow myself to be vulnerable to my wife. What was happening when you were recording?
Well, I wasn't meaning to do that.
I know. Because you listen to the lyrics, and the lyrics are right.
Actually, this song was written by Utigela, a guy by the name of Mavo Solomon. So I guess when people play me stuff, hey, can you listen to this? Like, and then they start making excuses. Yeah, okay, just the mixing. Hey, don't worry about this. Like, no. Or if someone says, can you listen to this and tell me what? I'm like, what must I listen to? Your singing or the song or the production? I need to be clear. So, and he's not a great singer. It was very clear to me. I'm not a singer, but I write songs. And I could hear the song, like, wow, as a song. And without anything, right. You just on the guitar, whatever, the end of the road is nice, even if it's just sitting on the piano or it's a production by Babyface. And I mean, I guess, the sentimental stuff was not so much, but undize lo sasimdlala sakhula. Dize hide and seek, and talks about kukude ekhaya ndilahlekile ndifuna ugoduka, and then mandikhumbula sidlala undize, and one of the verses uthi sasiye emlanjeni dlala emanjeni, and then like mhlawumbe udibane nentombazana, and then like uyashela, and then ukuthi the next day, tomorrow is another day. Like it talks about just what it was, the life. So that verse where I talk about Ukula Kwamakhulu is a verse that I added in. That was so what we define as sad and bad, and like, you go through bad times. Like, dude, it's times. We grow so much from those moments. And I was saying to a friend the other day, dude, he was saying to me, man, I appreciate friendship so much. And this is Yantola telling a nephew of mine, would hey, this guy, this and that and that and that and that. And these guys normally when they're really struggling, especially financially, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, things are not going well. And I'm like, but if you had 4 million rand in the bank now, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. You wouldn't even be going down to yourself and really having those conversations with yourself. So for me, everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. You know, funny what you are saying. No last about 2 days ago. Yeah. I opened up to my partner for the first time about something that I've always thought is bothering me, but I'm not opening up about. It was such a liberating moment, you know, to get to that. Yes, it may have taken, you know, a lot of hurt, but it had to get somewhere for you to realize it's not really about her, it's about yourself, you know, and that's a breakthrough. And I just hope that if people had patience if we had patience with each other and more compassionate, you know, and just, you know, divorce for me still doesn't make sense. You know, but because we're growing all the time. Because for me, just in this particular case, since you mentioned divorce, because your family, especially when you have kids together, it's not like, no, I'm blokilo, I'm cancel. Your family, dude. You in fact, you share blood. Like it's like I may have issues with my brother, whoever, or my mom, but I can't just like you know what I'm saying? Because you can't. You have common interests. You know what I'm saying? You are.
Yo, I felt that sack you wanted to say. You can't say, No, this is still uncaptured. You can't say sack.
Yeah, but I'm happy for you, my brother. You know, like, no, man, it's beautiful, man.
No. This song really speaks to me. It always has.
And he doesn't just. I love the collaboration with people. First of all, Momo's releasing an album this year, and we are insisting, asking with.
Because you said she's releasing, I'm like, oh, she's done.
No. No, we are that you be a part of it in whatever capacity. Come produce a couple of songs, play with Momo, please, and all that stuff.
Please.
I'm helping her put that together.
Please. Come to Gqeberha.
You have a ridiculous range. Your octaves. How many octaves?
Oh, you mean vocally?
Sing? Yes.
Well, 4 octaves.
You do 4 octaves.
That's why I started Bala Voices, which is a new setup, vocal group or setup that I've always wanted to start because I've never been satisfied with the quality of singing. So, you know, I may hire singers for an event or a session, and I'm just like, at the end of it, I'm like, I end up teaching and I must still pay them. So then I end up doing my own vocals there. But that comes from, I think, maybe the mastering of it, because I've always worked with choirs and voices. So the demonstrations, you know.
Right. You were in that competition, Yama Choir.
Many competitions.
The TV show.
The Clash of the Choir.
Yes, something like that.
Voices. There's been plenty. But also, I was conducting at the age of 10.
Right.
You know, I had my own choir at the age of 11, whatever. So, and that's actually like something that, like, really what I dig doing is teaching and working with voices and so on. So, having to demonstrate to the sopranos.
But then the bass comes out.
So I guess it's just.
And you killed Ndiredi.
Yes.
No, Ngozi.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh, and then he does that thing. Kanjini sing.
I was like, and when I hear that, I'm like, shit, was that a good idea? The only thing I'm like,
you know, I like people listen to that song, and I'm like, shh, wait. When it comes to Kanjini, I'm like, all the time. Okay, I'm like, that is so cheeky. But I mentioned the TV show because you did that quite a bit, where you take this classic song and turn it into kwaito. And that versatility of saying like,
I mean, like that's what I was dying to do when I started TKZee. I was just dying to work with all the stuff. I mean, on that Halloween album, there's ideas from Handel's Messiah. There's ideas, stuff that was written in 1657.
Right.
Whatever, like just all these things, how you can just make them happen. That's what I just wanted to fuck with music.
Because this is one thing that I used to be like, this group is, people say this is quite, but every time I listen, I'm like, I remember listening to Ease and Jazz, I'm like, this is my father was a choir conductor, and I'm like,
Do you know the song?
I know the song.
You know that song?
Yes, it's in Jazami. I know the song.
The original.
It's the
Do you know
original.
the song?
Dum, dum, dum.
Listen,
dum,
it was listen. So ingoma zekwayara mina ndikhulele ezikwayareni yabo.
Right.
Kwakuingoma enkulu nge-80s.
Yes.
Ngicala ngabe ingqina ngomso dade wam tobiza zonke izinja zam. Ingqina ngomso dade wam tobiza zonke izinja zam. Tobiza zonke tobiza zonke. So I was like, I love the shaka shaka sham.
I used to sing it in choirs. My father was also a music conductor.
So when you heard that, you must have been like,
I was like,
what the?
this guy is like, hey.
Wow.
So, but because and it's obviously it's in a major key, and I'm doing quite or pop music, so it has to be in a, in a minor key. So do, so mi re do. Not without strongest close, but now. So and I just tell the guys, hey man, there's a song man called Zinja Zonke. I just played Jay on the piano. Yeah. So I start creating this beat with this new idea. The guys don't know where it came from. Right.
Right.
Like, I mean, almost I don't listen to lyrics. Even normal lyrics.
No, they're fantastic.
Even normal lyrics at TKZee. It's like, even now, I'll be like, you took Kabel. Is that what you were saying?
And I'm so glad that I was correct. We were right. And one of the greatest fans, by the way, is my mother.
Oh,
Rosebank.
wow.
And she was just like, when she heard this song.
Oh, wow.
She was just like, Bala ke lo. Like this song, Bala lo.
Yeah. And you know, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. And I've always had that in me to just make mothers smile. And, just to touch them, And maybe... Yeah, that could be something. Because even these hymns that I rearrange, it's the hymns mostly my grandmother used to love. I even rearranged some of my grandfather's compositions. And because he was a choral composer, like Abo Enoch Sondong. So if Buno Ziva and being presented the same way, you probably wouldn't sit there because just hearing Ivai.
Right.
But now I'm taking those melodies because what he came up with as ideas.
Right.
I mean, if you like these, like whatever, but as an idea. So basically, then I just take that melody and as a melody, and work around it. It's just like phenomenal. So another thing, Upelo, Ngoko, I busy so he was in my studio once, and I just sit in studio at night. So just passing out on the couch. So Emanev Vokati Hiputi. I'm like, why the fuck are you talking about? So it's like, like whenever I sit there, they come and sit like,
Oh, wow. You could see them.
Like, and that for me was like, I believe I'm just touching them right there. US Kutam his own creations, and I can live for that.
Listen, in the same way that you could take a Madonna beginning of a song and then dum 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 dum.
Oh yes.
And then all of a sudden, dum 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 dum
Yes,
dum.
Oh, where I first realized that this man's voice. We really love this place. The intro is like Lionel Richie, Love and Conquer, right? And I'm like,
yeah.
jeez.
Anyway, I think we're saying we're fans.
Oh wow! I've never
listen.
and I've known you guys never said any of these things.
Meanwhile, we've been secret crashing on you this entire time.
No, but bless guys.
Oh, thank you so much, Zwai Bala. I will give you a call soon.
Yes.
And your beautiful children, who look like each other, by the way. And you can see the similarities there. And may your DNA continue.
Hey, good to Angapindi. And I'll be like, Nivile, guys, Nivile.
And thank you for verbalizing what I've been trying to say to this one as well. It's like, you are in your 50s and you said, hey guys, man, there's plenty of time to do all the things. We still have time.
Yeah.
I know in the next 30 years, there's going to be more of you. We know.
Oh, yeah.
More.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Saktandevo.
Oh, guys.
Sakutanda. And now it's Sakutanda. Join us next time. Thank you, Zwai.